Feels like only 2 degrees. That is the wind chill in Ann Arbor. Feels like 5 in Detroit, 21 the temperature. And you can see all across the area, upper teens even in Jackson and Adrian, but mainly in those low to mid 20s across the area and single digit wind chills. Temperature change from this time yesterday, nearly 30 degrees in some spots like Detroit, 28 degrees colder in Jackson and Adrian. Looking at the snow right now, again, courtesy of Lake Michigan, kind of coming across. These are lake effect snow showers. More of a concern would be this band of snow moved out of Ann Arbor, moving through Washtenaw County, but also Belleville to New Boston, Watch and Woodhaven onto Flat Rock. And this could also clip Grosse Ile. So we're looking at visibility down to less than a half mile in a quick period of time, a dusting to a ½ inch of snow as well with strong winds. These winds will continue through the afternoon. We'll talk about the weekend coming up.
The suspected killer in Saturday's Brown University mass shooting, who investigators also believe killed an MIT professor on Monday, found dead overnight in a New Hampshire storage locker.
Our Providence neighbors can finally breathe a little easier.
Officials say 48-year-old Claudio Neves Valente rented this gray sedan in the weeks leading up to the December 13th shooting. 2 students killed, several others injured as they were preparing for final exams. Police credit this man who posted a tip about the rental car and later told police he first saw the suspect in a bathroom at Brown the day of the shooting, then noticed him acting suspiciously around a gray Nissan with Florida plates.
That person came forward and said he had information, and he blew this case right open.
Police say it was the same car seen on surveillance 2 days later outside of Boston, where investigators say Valente shot and killed MIT nuclear physicist Nuno Loureiro at his home in a targeted attack.
Later that evening, he is seen about an hour later entering the storage unit wearing the same clothes that he had been seen wearing right after the murder.
The FBI says the shooter and the MIT professor attended the same university in Portugal. Officials add the shooter also attended Brown as a PhD student 25 years ago. But without a clear motive, they don't know why he returned last week.
I don't think we have any idea why now or why. Why Brown? Why these students? Why this classroom?
Officials say there is no longer any danger to the public. Welcome news for this community that has long been on edge as they now take the necessary steps to repair. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Providence, Rhode Island.
Now to an update on that massive proposed data center in Saline Township. We have been following this for months, and yesterday the Michigan Public Service Commission gave the green light to a controversial contract between DTE and the big tech companies behind the project. The decision came after months of heated debate over energy costs and environmental concerns. 7 News Detroit has been listening to concerns of people throughout the Saline area, many of whom packed the meeting in Lansing, making sure their voices were heard. Some say they feel the contracts were rushed and that DTE has not been transparent with the public.
They're not representing properly the will of the people. People that live in this area like the rural environment. We like the less traffic, and we like the farmland, we like the scenery.
I know that this conversation is happening in every state in the country right now, and I would put the contracts that are in front of us today on par or better with any that have been approved in the country.
Commissioners say they imposed mandatory safeguards meant to protect residential customers from bearing any costs associated with the data center's operations. The data center would be built by Oracle and OpenAI, and DTE says it would not own or operate that site.
Some schools across the country are closing before their holiday break because of an onslaught of illness.
We had about an hour where the phone was just ringing off the wall, and parents calling kids in sick.
One school in Kansas forced to close with nearly 20% of students sick.
They were dropping like flies throughout the day.
A similar situation in Ohio, nearly 30% of students sick at Fassett Junior High.
It's hard, especially for single parents when the school closes.
What's different this year? A new variant known as subclade K, which experts say may be better at evading immunity from vaccines or prior infections.
It is not a perfect match for the current flu vaccine. That being said, data from the UK shows us that the vaccine can decrease hospitalizations in kids by about 70 to 75%, in adults by about 30 to 40%.
Hospitalizations nationwide are nearly double that of last year at this time, and Walgreens says demand for cold medicines and at-home flu and COVID tests jumped more than 60% in the last 2 weeks. School leaders say they hope by closing school early, they can stop the spread.
We didn't want staff and students going to their family Christmases sick and taking this stuff to their grandma and grandpas.
New York is seeing some of the highest flu activity in the country. And doctors have the same old advice on how to protect yourself. Wash your hands and wipe down surfaces, including your phone. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
I'm Megan Daniels, and for many seniors, the holidays can feel quiet or even lonely. This holiday season, volunteers are changing that, delivering Christmas bags and a message of care to more than 170 residents here at Clinton Place Apartments in Mount Clemens. Inside the community room, music, games, and smiling faces filled the space. But it's the gift bags packed with essentials, gift cards, and handwritten notes from local students that are making the biggest impact.
Everybody meets and greets everybody, have a great time. The camaraderie around here is wonderful.
For residents like Nina and Sharon, it's more than a party. It's a reminder they're not alone.
Some people don't have anything, and a lot of people could use this.
The Holiday Hope Initiative is a partnership between the Baldwin Society and Next Steps for Seniors, focused on reaching seniors who may be facing loneliness or financial hardship.
They are one of our most vulnerable populations. They helped us create who we are today.
For Erica Ansel, Director of Operations for Next Steps for Seniors, the mission is deeply personal.
I was really lucky growing up. I grew up with 18 great aunts and great uncles, grandparents and great grandparents, and a couple of them lived here in this apartment complex, and they are the reason why I do what I do today, and I work with seniors.
Volunteers like Kim Kinser say it's the connection, not just the gifts, that makes this day special.
Oftentimes they're very lonely and they don't realize how many people really do care about them, and we get to give them a little piece of that goodness during the holiday season.
A small bag filled with big meaning, reminding seniors they're seen, valued, and cared for.
Merry Christmas!
In Mount Clemens, Megan Daniels, 7 News, Detroit.
Still ahead on 7 News Detroit at noon, today is the deadline for the Justice Department to release the remainder of its findings and files on convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, the latest on the case and what could be included in that release. Plus, a 7 News investigation, a highly paid Oakland County Deputy County Executive. Well, he works for the taxpayers, and at 12:30, we'll look at why his company has contracts with other local governments. Heather Catallo showing you what she has uncovered.
You're watching 7 News Detroit, part of the Scripps News Group.
And now to an update on the scandal involving fired Michigan football coach Sharon Moore. We have a look at what court records indicate happened inside his former staffer's apartment in Ann Arbor on December the 10th. The records are dated December 12th and describe a desperate phone call made the day of Moore's firing and arrest when a woman tells her attorney, quote, he's here, Sharon is here. The court document reflects that Moore arrived unannounced, forcing his way inside, grabbing 2 butter knives from a drawer, and making alarming threats before leaving. He also reportedly grabbed kitchen scissors while making those threats. She told police she had never been more terrified in her life. Moore is now remaining free on $25,000 bond, his attorney declining comment. 7 News Detroit is getting answers for neighbors who lost personal items and cherished antiques when a restoration store closed without warning, according to some customers. We went to House of Renew in Berkeley earlier this week, only to find a sign on the door saying all projects have been relocated to the owner's home studio to be finished. The issue is customers who reached out to us say they cannot get a hold of the shop's owner, and after our reporting, Berkeley public safety officers say they talked to the owner and found out customers can request items be returned rather than finished. We have contact info on our website, WXYZ.com. It is almost time to meet our pet of the week. In a moment, we'll tell you all about Peter and how to adopt him. But first, Michigan Humane will weigh in with advice on keeping your pets happy and healthy during your holiday celebrations. We'll be right back.
And the Arctic air back in place. Boy, it is a cold afternoon with single-digit wind chills and very strong winds. And we do have lake effect snow to talk about, too. It's all coming up in your full forecast.
Today, after years of delay, the Department of Justice set to release the files it has on Jeffrey Epstein, the convicted sex offender with ties to some of the world's most powerful men. The Trump administration had been resisting release of the files, but after public and political pressure, including from survivors, the president signing the Epstein Files Transparency Act.
It was the women survivors who are here with us tonight who passed this bill.
Today, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche telling Fox News not everything will be released today as required by law. Instead, he said the Justice Department would, quote, release more documents over the next couple of weeks. The new law does allow for portions to be omitted or redacted to protect victim identities. The DOJ files are separate from documents Democrats on the House Oversight Committee have been releasing from the Epstein estate over the last several weeks. Yesterday, they released dozens more photos, including of Epstein's passport and this image of Epstein surrounded by young women. They previously released these photos from the estate of President Trump, a longtime friend of Epstein. After Epstein's arrest in 2019, Trump said the two hadn't spoken in more than a decade after a falling out. Trump's chief of staff, Susie Wiles, telling Vanity Fair the president is in the files, but, quote, not in the file doing anything awful.
Everybody knew this man. He was all over Palm Beach. He has photos with everybody. I mean, almost there are hundreds and hundreds of people that have photos with him. So that's no big deal. I know nothing about it.
And President Trump has also publicly ordered an investigation into Democrats associated with Epstein, a move that could allow DOJ to withhold some records as well. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, New York.
And we'll switch gears and take you back outside. A live look over Southfield. We had some snow moving through. Things have cleared up just a little bit. And that's kind of the afternoon it's going to be. These snow showers coming and going over the next couple of hours. I do anticipate quieter conditions as we get into the middle of the afternoon, but single-digit wind chills. Boy, those temperatures tanked overnight. We went from the 40s to the 30s down into the 20s by the time a lot of us were heading out. Gusts to 40 miles per hour again, providing that chill and a quick drop in visibility with any lake effect snow bands, something we've been watching. And we've seen them pretty intense too, moving. You can see just watching this tracking right past Ann Arbor, now moving off to the south and east at this point, but visibility dropping below about a half mile. Still seeing that burst of snow though, just south of Belleville, moving into New Boston, heading toward a Flat Rock, and scattered snow showers, kind of varying in intensity, but bursts of moderate snow around Troy, Sterling Heights, and then up toward Bruce, Lake Orion. So it is around Lapeer as well. It is across the area, but we're anticipating this to start to again taper off for the most part once we get into the middle late afternoon. Visibility, there it is through Ann Arbor, about a quarter mile or less than a mile in Detroit. And this changes very quickly, half mile up toward Lapeer. So something you need to be aware of as you're driving, always with lake effect snow. 20 degrees feels like 6 in Ann Arbor, 18 and 1. That is your temperature. And wind chill in Jackson feels like only 5 right now in Adrian, upper teens. And it is just so cold out there. You combine it with these winds gusting 30 to 35, almost to 40 right now in Windsor. So we are going to see these higher gusts continuing into the afternoon. Our gusts will start to drop down a bit once we get toward the 7, 8 o'clock. It'll be breezy overnight, just not quite as strong. So it's done a number, of course, on our wind chills. Our temperatures steady in the 20s through the afternoon, and I do think we'll keep a lot of those single-digit wind chills until actually the winds start to die down this evening, and actually the wind chill temperature will start to rise a bit. But over our Futurecast hour-by-hour forecast shows, again, a little bit quieter overnight. Tomorrow, generally milder, will be above freezing, but the next front to come through, watch what happens. The northern side of this will be snow, and then you see a little rain trying to mix in as those temperatures warm. So I do think we might get just a southern flank of this system moving through with a little rain snow mix, especially if you're north of Detroit through the thumb. That'll be the afternoon and evening. Shouldn't last too long, but that's the next system to come through, and that will also drop our temperature. So it's going to be cold for that afternoon game tailgating at Ford Field, and then after the game it looks quiet, but temperatures around 20. We do rebound next week. As a matter of fact, look at Christmas Day, the chance for rain, and near 50.